Welcome everyone to Whimsy Woven Stories. Here, we explore gripping tales of real-life twists. Join our storytelling community.
My girlfriend told me, my friends are moving in rent-free. You can sleep on the couch. I said, okay. Then I changed the locks and packed her things while she was out at brunch. 24 hours later, my phone was blowing up. Hey everyone. Before we get started, I need your little help to beat the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and drop your city name in the comments to let us know where you're watching from. Now let's continue the story. I, 28M, think I might have just blown up my 2-year relationship with one word and a locksmith. First, you should know the house is mine. I inherited it from my grandparents a few years back. It's not a mansion, but a solid 3-bedroom home, fully paid off. I cover property taxes, utilities, insurance, the whole thing. My girlfriend, Hannah, 26F, moved in about a year ago. No formal agreement. I loved her and didn't think we needed one. She paid for her car, phone, and split groceries with me. That was it. No rent, no utilities. I was happy to provide us a stable home. I thought we were building a future. Yesterday morning, she dropped the bomb. I was making coffee when she strolled in, eyes glued to her phone. Without even looking up, she said, "Hey, good news. Olivia and Marie are moving in." I stopped pouring. Olivia and Marie, her 2 best friends, loud, chaotic, constantly griping about their overpriced apartment. Moving in? Like, with their stuff? I asked. Yeah, their lease ends this month. It's perfect timing. I just stared. She finally looked up, annoyed that I didn't immediately agree. Where are they going to sleep? We don't have a spare room that's furnished. Obviously, they'll take the 2 spare rooms. We'll just get some beds. They don't have much money, so they'll stay rent-free for a while. The kitchen fell silent except for the coffee maker gurgling. Rent-free for a while. I could already see exactly how this movie was going to end. I said, "Hannah, you can't just decide to move your friend into my house without even asking me." That's when things went off the rails. She sighed, big dramatic sigh, and finally put her phone down. "Babe, don't be like that. It's a big house. We have the space. They're family to me, and you wouldn't kick out family, would you? They're not my family. And where are we supposed to sleep?" She smiled that fake, too sweet smile, the kind that says you're going to hate this, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, Olivia and Marie can take the master bedroom since there are 2 of them, and it has the big bathroom. You can have one of the smaller rooms, and I'll take the other. Then she paused, looked me up and down, and added, "Actually, you're barely ever in your room anyway. You can just sleep on the couch for a bit. It's comfy. Sleep on the couch. In my own house. The house I inherited. The house I maintain. The house I pay for." She wanted to turn me into a guest in my own home. Something inside me just snapped, not in a rage, but cold and quiet. Like a door slamming shut in my mind. All the little compromises, the entitlement I'd let slide, it all led to this moment of absolute clarity. I looked at her, this woman I thought I loved, and saw how casually she was discarding me for her friend's convenience. And I smiled. A genuine, calm smile. Okay. Her whole demeanor shifted. She beamed. "Oh my God, babe, really? I knew you'd understand. It's going to be so much fun. Like a permanent slumber party." She grabbed her purse. "I'm heading to brunch with the girls to tell them the good news. We'll start moving their stuff this afternoon." "Love you." She kissed my cheek and walked out the door. I stood there for a moment, coffee forgotten, then walked to the window and watched her drive away. The second she was out of sight, I grabbed my phone. First call, a 24-hour locksmith. "Hi, I need an emergency rekey for my entire house. How soon can you get here?" Second call, a moving and packing service. "I need a tenant's belongings packed and moved into a storage unit. I'll pay 3 months up front." The locksmith arrived within 30 minutes. As he worked, I began packing Hannah's things, clothes, makeup, laptop, candles, everything that wasn't mine. The packers showed up an hour later. They were fast. By 2 p.m., every trace of Hannah was gone from my house. I taped the storage unit key and receipt in a clear plastic bag on the front door, where they couldn't miss it. Then I deep cleaned the house. It felt lighter, quieter. I knew the storm was coming, just didn't expect it so fast. Update 1. First text came around 4 p.m., right after brunch. "Hannah, hey, the key isn't working. Did you lock the deadbolt?" I ignored it. 5 minutes later, phone call. I let it go to voicemail. "Jesse, I'm outside with Olivia and Marie. We have a car full of stuff. What's wrong with the door? Call me back." Text started escalating. "This isn't funny. Open the door. My phone's dying. Where are you?" Calls started coming in from other numbers, first Olivia, then Marie. I ignored them all. Around 6 p.m., tone shifted to panic and rage. "What did you do?" "There's a U-Haul receipt taped to the door." "The storage unit? Are you kidding me?" My phone blew up, dozens of calls and voicemails. I put it on silent, sat on my couch and read a book. It was pure bliss. This morning, Woke up to 50 plus missed calls and a wall of angry texts. Turns out, after realizing they weren't getting in, they had to drive the U-Haul back to their old apartment, which they'd already vacated. They ended up sleeping in the truck overnight because they had nowhere else to go. Finally, this afternoon, I answered one of Hannah's calls. I wanted to hear it. Me, hello, screaming, practically incoherent. Jesse, you psychopath. You threw me out. You threw out all my stuff. Me, I didn't throw anything out. Your belongings are in a climate-controlled storage unit, paid for 3 months. The key and address were taped to the door. You can't just kick me out. We live together. Me, no, you were a guest. A guest who tried to move 2 other people into my house and demote me to the couch. I just declined your new terms. Then Olivia grabbed the phone. Listen here, you little prick. You can't do this to her. We have rights. Me, oh. What rights exactly? The right to live in my house for free. They said, we're going to sue you for an illegal eviction. I replied, great. Tell your lawyer that your friend, who paid no rent and whose name is on none of the legal documents for this house, was asked to leave after she tried to move you in without permission. Let me know how that goes. I could hear Marie yelling in the background, calling me a toxic monster. Then Hannah got back on the phone, now crying. I can't believe you did this to me. I have nowhere to go. My friends have nowhere to go. You're making us homeless. I told her, that sounds like a problem the 3 of you can figure out together. You seemed pretty confident in your decisions yesterday morning. I'm sure you'll figure it out. But I love you, she cried. No, you don't. You love what I provide. There's a difference. You were so convinced of your plan that you didn't even consider my feelings. You just assumed I'd roll over. You miscalculated. Then I hung up. They've been trying to rally support ever since. A few of our mutual friends texted me asking for my side of the story. I sent them a single screenshot, the one where Hannah texted me that her friends are moving in and I could sleep on the couch. Most of them went quiet after that. I feel a strange mix of numbness and resolve. It hurts that 2 years of my life ended this way, but the sheer entitlement in their voices, it confirmed I made the right call. This wasn't a relationship anymore. I was a resource to be exploited. The quiet in my house now feels like peace. Update 2. It's been an eventful week. The entitlement didn't just knock on my door. It tried to kick it down. 3 days ago, I was working from home when my doorbell rang. I checked my camera. There they were. Hannah looked tearful, clearly coached. Olivia and Marie stood behind her like stone-faced bodyguards. I answered through the intercom. Can I help you? Hannah. Jesse, please, can we just talk face to face? I just want to get my things. Me. Your things are in storage, Hannah. I gave you the key. Some things are missing. My grandmother's locket. You probably stole it, but the classic move. Accuse me of theft. I calmly replied, I didn't touch your jewelry. I specifically instructed the packers to handle the contents of your vanity, including your jewelry box, with extra care. I'm confident it was all packed and inventoried. Just open the door and let her check, you coward. One of them yelled. Me. I'm not opening the door. This is my property, and you are no longer welcome here. That's when Marie grabbed the handle and started rattling it violently. Open the damn door, Jesse, or we'll call the cops and tell them you're holding her stuff hostage. I sighed. Go ahead, I'd love to explain the situation to them. They must have realized it was a losing battle. Eventually, they left, but not before Marie kicked my front door, leaving a scuff mark. Pity. Then perfectly in character. The welfare check and smear campaign. The next day, 2 police officers showed up at my house. For a moment, my heart pounded, but I stayed calm. They said they received a call from a concerned friend who claimed I was unstable and potentially a danger to myself after a bad breakup. I invited them in, calmly explained the entire situation. I showed them. Why'd have you checkmark Hannah's text about moving her friends in and me sleeping on the couch? Why'd have you checkmark the scuff mark on the door? Why'd have you checkmark doorbell footage of them screaming at me and kicking my door? The officers were professional, but clearly unimpressed. One of them even sighed and said, so she tried to move her friends in without your permission, you changed the locks, and now she's claiming you're unstable. Got it. They apologized for taking up my time and left. Their attempt to use the police against me failed. But they weren't done. The real nastiness moved online. Olivia and Marie, being self-proclaimed social media gurus, launched a full-on smear campaign. It was a masterclass in vague booking and passive-aggressive Instagram posts. Posts started popping up. So disgusting when a man you thought was good shows his true colors. A true wolf in sheep's clothing. Kicking a woman out on the street for no reason. Toxic masculinity. Abuse is not okay. Posted by Olivia with a sad selfie of her and Hannah. Watching my best friend heart get shattered by a manipulative narcissist. He has her trapped. He won't even let her get her sentimental belongings. Pray for my girl. Posted by Marie with a single tear rolling down Hannah's cheek. They were careful not to use my name, but in our small friend group, everyone knew exactly who they were talking about. Hannah, of course, played the tragic victim in the comments. I just don't understand what I did to deserve this. He was my everything. That's what got to me. Not the yelling, not the police visit, but this calculated public manipulation. The lies. The attempt to destroy my reputation. And that's when my sadness finally burned away, replaced with something cold and sharp. I was done being defensive. They wanted to play dirty? Fine. But I wasn't going to roll around in the mud. I dismantled them professionally. I spent an evening doing some research. Hannah works in marketing for a mid-sized, very woke tech company that prides itself on ethics and community image. Her LinkedIn profile is full of buzzwords like integrity, authenticity, building trust. Olivia is a freelance graphic designer, constantly posting about her personal brand. Marie is an aspiring influencer, tagging every brand imaginable, desperate for sponsorships. They think the internet is their weapon. They've forgotten everything they post is permanent, and everything they've sent me is evidence. My revenge wasn't going to be loud. It was going to be quiet, professional, and devastating. I started drafting an email. Final update. The dust has settled. The silence in my house isn't just peaceful, it's victorious. It didn't happen overnight, but the dominoes fell exactly as planned. Here's how. After a week of their relentless social media campaign, I finalized my strategy. No yelling, no fighting, just presenting cold, undeniable facts to people who cared about integrity. Prong 1, Hannah. I compiled a digital folder with white heavy checkmark screenshots of Hannah's texts, outlining her plan to move her friends in and put me on the couch. White heavy checkmark high-res screenshots of every defamatory post and comment from Hannah, Olivia, and Marie, including likes and comments showing their reach. White heavy checkmark a copy of the police report from the fraudulent welfare check, which officially listed the call as unfounded. White heavy checkmark video footage from my doorbell camera, showing them harassing me and Marie kicking my door. I drafted a very polite, very professional email to the head of HR at Hannah's company, easy to find on LinkedIn. Subject: a matter of professional integrity concerning your employee. Body: asterisk, dear sir. My name is Jesse. I'm writing with a heavy heart about a situation involving one of your marketing employees, Hannah. While I understand personal matters are typically separate from professional ones, Ms. last name, and her associates have engaged in a coordinated online campaign to defame me publicly. I believe her actions demonstrate a profound lack of judgment and integrity, fundamentally at odds with the values your company promotes. To be clear, our relationship ended when she attempted to move 2 friends into my home without consent, while relegating me to the couch. When I declined, she and her friends launched a harassment campaign online, involved law enforcement under false pretenses, and attempted to damage my reputation. I've attached documentation of her communications and their online posts, as well as video and official police records. Asterisk. How did it end? HR replied. They thanked me for the professionalism and said they were launching an internal review. A week later, Hannah scrubbed her entire social media profile. Prong 2, Olivia. A well-timed message to a major brand she was trying to land a sponsorship with, sent with screenshots of her posts. No sponsorship. Prong 3, Marie. An anonymous tip to an influencer group she desperately wanted to be part of, with full evidence of her harassment and lies. She was quietly blacklisted. Now, the posts are gone. Their fake narrative has collapsed. My reputation is intact. And my house? Quiet, peaceful. And mine? Moral of the story: if someone tries to turn your life into a circus, don't fight in the ring. Burn down the tent.
Thanks for listening. Share your opinion in comment section and also do like and subscribe to the channel.